At some point, whether it's in the quiet of the night, the middle of suffering, or at the peak of success, every person asks, what's true? What's real? The search for truth is wired into our very being. That longing you feel when the world disappoints you, that ache when the news, relationships, or even your own mind can't seem to offer solid ground, that's not random, it's divine. Every human heart is on a collision course with truth because we were made by it and made for it. But here's the uncomfortable reality. Most people search everywhere but the right place. Truth isn't just a principle, it's a person. So what even is truth? In a world where people say, live your truth, everything feels like it's up for grabs. Truth is treated like a flavor. Pick the one that tastes best to you. But that's not how reality works. 2 + 2 = 4 whether you believe it or not. Gravity pulls you down whether you feel like it or not. Truth doesn't shift with opinion, mood, or culture. Truth is what's real, regardless of whether it's popular, comfortable, or easy to hear. And Jesus made a claim no one else ever dared to make. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Not a truth, not a way. The truth, the way, the life. That either makes him delusional or undeniable. What about other religions? It's a fair question. Billions of people believe different things. Are they all wrong? Are Christians just arrogant? Here's the key. We're not comparing opinions. We're comparing claims to truth. Jesus didn't just teach love and wisdom. He claimed to be God in the flesh, predicted his death, and said he'd rise from the dead, and then did it. No other founder of any major religion even attempted such a claim. Buddha died. Muhammad died. Confucius died. Their tombs are still occupied. But Jesus, the tomb is empty, and over 500 eyewitnesses confirmed his resurrection. That's not blind faith, that's evidence. What if I'm skeptical? Good. Real truth doesn't fear investigation. In fact, the more you dig into Christianity, the stronger it gets. Skeptical historians who set out to disprove Jesus, like C.S. Lewis, Josh McDowell, and Lee Strobel, ended up becoming believers because the historical evidence overwhelmed their doubt. The manuscript evidence for the Bible is stronger than any ancient document. The eyewitness accounts of the resurrection were written within the lifetime of those who could verify or deny them. And the radical transformation of the apostles, men who fled in fear but later died for their faith, proves they weren't clinging to a myth. They saw something real, someone real, and it changed everything. Truth always leads to Jesus. If you follow truth wherever it leads, through science, history, philosophy, or your own conscience, it leads you to one place, a cross and an empty tomb. Jesus is the only figure in history who perfectly satisfies both the justice and mercy our souls long for. He doesn't just offer answers. He is the answer. The truth isn't some impersonal concept floating in the sky. It's a bleeding Savior hanging on a tree, taking the punishment we deserve and rising again to offer life we don't. That's why people who genuinely want truth, not just comfort, always end up at his feet. The most dangerous lie. Satan doesn't need you to worship him. He just needs you to settle for almost true. That's how deception works. It's not always loud or violent. Sometimes it's soft, gradual, comfortable. He'll let you believe in a higher power. He'll let you admire Jesus as a teacher. He'll let you dabble in spirituality, as long as you don't surrender to the real Jesus. The Jesus who demands your whole life. The Jesus who calls sin what it is and paid the price for it in blood. The greatest threat to hell isn't religion, it's the real gospel. If you've been searching through New Age ideas, self-help books, endless YouTube videos, or even other religions, there's a reason none of it has satisfied you. Because your soul wasn't made for a philosophy. It was made for a person, and his name is Jesus. He's not far away, he's not playing games. He's standing at the door of your heart and knocking, but he won't force his way in. Truth demands a response, and now you know where to find it. You want the truth, you've just found him. His name is Jesus, the Alpha and Omega, the Lamb and the Lion, the risen King. Every question, every longing, every ache in your soul leads here. Every knee will bow, every tongue will confess.